a traffic nightmare. Several crashes on Interstate 75 are causing backup in both directions. Big news out of Kentucky's football program. Patrick Towles announces he's leaving UK. And a fundraiser is underway tonight to help the families of 2 fallen first responders.
This is WKYT News at 6.
This has been a dangerous day on the roads. You're watching WKYT News on the CW Lexington. I'm Kristen Kennedy. First responders have dealt with several bad crashes today. Many of those have been on the Interstate 75. So far, 1 person has died. The Whitley County Coroner's Office says a man died in a crash on I-75 near Williamsburg this morning. The Corbin News Journal reports that man was from Georgia. 6 others were injured in that deadly wreck. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is live in Rockcastle County, where we're seeing several other wrecks on Interstate 75. Garrett, what is traffic like right now?
Kristen, I'm on 75 southbound in Rockcastle County, and this is a stretch of interstate that has seen quite a few problems this afternoon leading into this evening. Several accidents and traffic backups as drivers head home after Thanksgiving. Right now, things actually are moving along pretty well. The backup that was right here where I am just half an hour ago is now gone, and traffic, at least for now, is moving along pretty well. But drivers all day have had to deal with headaches out here.
There are a lot of little fender benders out there. Even right before this exit getting off, there were 2 or 3 cars, no heavy damage. And a lot of times, you know, as you come through these wrecks and different things, you see, it's a small wreck over to the side of the road, and a lot of people are just kind of browsing through, you know, and you kind of, it's a little frustrating.
As the wrecks added up, so did the number of cars trying to get through, making it all even more of a mess. In addition to that deadly crash in Whitley County, crews worked several accidents on the interstate here in Rockcastle County, all around the 63-64 mile marker. With rain off and on throughout the day, responders cautioned drivers to be careful on the wet roads. It also helps if you're not in a hurry.
You know, you just have to take your time, drive through, and be aware that you're dealing with a lot of other people and their families and their kids and everything. So take your time, be safe, and just get through. And the goal of the day is just to get home.
You know, that's good perspective, and it would probably be a lot calmer out here if everyone had that same perspective. But important to keep in mind, especially now that it's dark and it is rainy, it's gotten foggier out here. So if you're going out, if you are out, just take it slow, take your time, be careful so that you can get home safely tonight. Live in Rockcastle County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. We have big news out of the Kentucky football program tonight. UK quarterback Patrick Towles announced he's not returning next year. Towles posted the announcement on Instagram this afternoon. WKYT's Lee K. Howard joins us now with that information. Hey, Lee K.
Hey there, Kristen. Yeah, Patrick Towles grew up a Kentucky fan, dreaming of one day playing for the Wildcats. But following a tough season where Towles lost his starting job, the junior quarterback announced that he will transfer for his final year of eligibility. Towles thanked his coaches, teammates, and fans on that Instagram post earlier this afternoon. Mark Stoops released a statement thanking Patrick for everything that he's done for the team. Stoops said that he understands the decision and he supports Towles. Towles started the first 10 games this year with 2,148 yards and 9 touchdowns. He will complete his degree in political science in December. Now, Towles has not announced where he will transfer. We will have more on his decision to transfer, though, coming up a little bit later in sports.
Get used to this rain. It'll be following us into the work week, and so will the mild temperatures. WKYT's Mike Linden is tracking more wet weather on the first alert defender.
That's right, Kristen. The remaining days of November look to remain cloudy and wet here in the Commonwealth. And into this evening, the heavy rain has slowly made a comeback, especially so in southern Kentucky, where you just saw Garrett talking about the accidents on the highway. It has just come down all day on southern Kentucky, and now Now more heavy rain, that yellow and the orange colors, that is the heavy stuff, and that will continue to fall over southern and southeastern Kentucky as our evening rolls on. A wider look here, we can still see a stationary front planted over the Gulf Coast, and that is the key word there, stationary. That means it's just not going to move. That front will act like a conveyor belt and bring all of that moisture right on into the state as our evening rolls on. Temperature-wise, not much difference right now from where we were even this afternoon, the mid-40s, and that's thanks to the cloud cover. So there is a silver lining to this thick blanket of clouds over us. But here in the remaining days of the month as we head into December, get ready for more rain, and a lot of it. I'll take you hour by hour and show you what to expect into the work week ahead coming up.
New tonight, police in eastern Kentucky have brought an escapee back into custody. Arius Silcox ran away early this morning. Detention last night because of a self-inflicted head injury. An officer escorted him to the hospital. The jailer says when that officer was walking Silcox out of the Pikeville Medical Center toward a van that would take him back to jail, a car pulled up and Silcox jumped in. The officer was not seriously injured. And just within the last hour, the jailer says they found Silcox at a home in Pike County. Deputies in Clark County are warning joggers to be very careful and to not run alone right now. The warnings come after what they're calling a sexual attack on a runner. The sheriff's office says a man attacked a woman who was jogging on the Veterans Memorial bypass yesterday morning. She described him as a man with short dreadlocks. They haven't made any arrests. Lexington police are trying to track down a man who broke into a laundromat. Officers say around 2 this morning, the man broke into the Commonwealth Coin Laundry on Russell Cave Road by throwing something through the front window. They're not sure if he actually took anything. Police have looked at security footage and they say it's not clear if the man is holding a tool or if he's holding on to something he stole. And Lexington police are also investigating shots fired outside a popular late-night restaurant near UK. Police found 2 shell casings around 4 this morning outside Tolly Ho restaurant on South Broadway. They say they didn't find anyone injured and they don't have any leads. The Powell County Judge Executive has found a way to honor a county employee killed in a crash. State police say 24-year-old Tim Addison hit a tractor trailer on Campton Road Friday. Visitation for Addison runs through 8 tonight at Hearn Funeral Home in Stanton. His funeral is tomorrow at noon. County leaders are closing the courthouse Monday so those close to Addison can attend his funeral. They want their families to know they're not alone. Dozens of people are at the Horseshoes Kentucky Grill raising money for the families of a fallen Richmond police officer and a Jessamine County paramedic. WKYT's Mike Byers shows us how they're helping.
We're just trying to raise as much money as we possibly can.
As the families of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis and Jessamine County paramedic John Mackey continue to deal with the tragic deaths of their loved ones, people in the bluegrass are letting them know they are not alone.
Well, I got a phone call from a police officer right after the tragedy in Richmond with Officer Ellis, and they asked me if we would put something together for the families to help raise money, and I said absolutely.
Voice talent artist Gary Michaels stood behind his words and set up a fundraiser at Horseshoes Kentucky Grill in Lexington to help support the families of Daniel Ellis, John Mackey, and for the families of all fallen heroes.
We decided to go with both families, especially the Mackey family, because we've heard that they're not getting any benefits.
The fundraiser goes until midnight and features several music acts throughout the day, including country music artist Aaron Tippin, who kicked off the benefit. There's also a silent auction with many neat items, including a signed poster from Coach Cal and an autographed guitar from Brooks and Dunn. So far, dozens of people have showed up, including the family of John Mackey. Several first responders like Otis Kvettikin are also on hand. Kvettikin says events like these are heartwarming.
It makes you feel good that there's still people there that value us as much as we value them.
I'm really overwhelmed with how everybody has pulled together.
Michaels says he's grateful for all those who have showed up so far. He adds, as soon as the benefit ends, that he'll have one goal in mind.
I will make sure that every nickel that we raise today will go to both of those families.
In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Michaels says they will also be giving some of today's proceeds to the Kentucky Law Enforcement Memorial Foundation. A Kentucky family who lost their home in flooding this past summer gave thanks this weekend. Haybert and Charlene Hayden lost their home in Flat Gap back in July during that terrible flooding in Johnson County. Since then, the Haydens have moved into a new home.
All the family's working together to finish it. It's been redone on the inside. Everything's been took out and put back new.
The Haydens' nephew was one of 4 people who died in the flooding.